All right, so what we are going to do here, this is going to be to calibrate your OLED screen. So not everyone goes and calibrate the OLED screen so it can look the best it can look, even though it already looks good out of the box, but we can make it better. So the first thing we need to do is just go here and just look for your AMD. Just basically write AMD here. I already have it open, but just write AMD software or just AMD. And when this pops up, you can see right here, when it pops up, basically you just tap it. And what we're gonna do as soon as it comes in, you're gonna go to display. You're gonna pop up here on settings, on system, sorry. And then just write display. And on display, you're gonna come down and you're gonna get here. This is gonna be up here at 3. So what you need to do is bring it down all the way down to the bottom. That's pretty much it. And what you could do, just minimize it for now. And then from here, you see the little cog right there. That's your setting, or just hit those setting right there. And when you tap it, settings gonna open and you're gonna go to system. When you get to system, you're gonna hit display. And on display, right here, you're gonna tap the little arrow to open it up. And you're going to see the bright. You're gonna turn this off. And we say battery only. Select that and turn that off. Okay, so for now, so good. So this is what this does. If you go back to the AMD and you go back down, it disable this. So we're done here. So we're gonna select this. We're gonna go to our brightness. We're gonna bring it down to around 42, 43. Let's do even 43. Oh, right. But do not worry about this. What this is just to calibrate the HDR on your screen, and then whenever we're done calibrating everything, then you can move the slider up and down, and everything should be perfect, which should be good. All right. Okay. So while we're in settings, because now we put the brightness to 43, you're gonna go down in the same list. You're gonna find HDR right here. And then turn it on. All right, so when we get to the screen, you need to scroll down just a little. Make sure the HDR is on. And then you're gonna look for HDR display calibration. When you tap that, you're gonna get this window. It's gonna ask you to get this application. Just check get, and it's free. As soon as you get it, tap open, and then you hit get started. Here, what we need to do is zero everything down. Okay, now we will hit next. Here, this is gonna be a tricky one. In camera, it doesn't record well, but when you're looking at it, what you need to do is you look for 1100, so 1100. You're gonna see those numbers, and that was we need. And here, we're also gonna do 1100. The reason 1100 because that is the peak brightness of the display. So 1100 is what it needs to be. Even though it may not match what you see here, but this is where we need to be. And then we're just gonna go ahead next. All right, so here is the before and after. Basically, this is the HDR, but I don't know if you can see this properly, maybe a little overblown. The best thing to do is just look how it look without the HDR and how it look with HDR. So you can move the slider and you can see how the colors change. You can put it somewhere in the 30 or 40. And again, it's all preference. And right here, what we need to do is finish and done. Then we're gonna close this and we're gonna jump back to, and this is basically is gonna show us the calibration that we did for today. So here we go. We should be able to get better looking games as we play. Couple of steps will be here. We'll be going back to HDR. You tap this here. You come here and you make sure that this here, as you can see, you put it in 0. All right, and one last tip on this part here with the display, just make sure the auto HDR is actually on off. Because if you put an auto, let's say if a game does not do HDR properly, or it always doesn't have the settings to do HDR, right? It's just a standard resolution with no HDR. It's gonna overblown the game, or the game will not. So the best thing is just leave it on off, and you have HDR. So if the game has HDR, it's gonna activate and you're good to go. You don't have to do anything. So this way, in a way, is gonna run well depending if the game have it or doesn't have it, regardless. So you will be fine. So for now, that is done here. So this is how you calibrate your display for your Legion Go 2. And now, all right, guys. So one last thing that we need to do to kind of do the HDR thing better. You know how we toggle off the auto on and off HDR? So what I did, this button here, I set up a shortcut. If you click it, you're gonna see here on the side, a message gonna pop up. It's gonna say HDR on, and if you click it again, it's gonna do the same thing, and it's gonna say HDR off. You see, HDR on, HDR off. All right. To create the shortcut, we're gonna go to Legion Space, and let me go back here. Okay. So we go on Legion Space. You basically go to controller, and then we're gonna do button mapping, and then we're gonna go ahead and view the layout. And you can jump to rear. So I already have a map here. So you can see that's the shortcut that you need to create. So it's gonna be the window button, then the Alt button, and then the letter B. That's gonna allow you to jump back and forth between HDR on and off. So basically, we're gonna tap that. And that's the combination you need to put in there. Win, Alt, B. Don't worry about the L next to Alt. It's just telling you that the Alt that you selected is the one on the left side. So if you selected this Alt, it's gonna say R Alt. So you just don't worry about it. You see, just look at the buttons that are marked here. So Win, Alt, then B. That's the combination you need to have, and that's gonna activate on and off the HDR on and off. So by pressing this button here, or you can set it up at any button. You don't have to do exactly the one that I did. You could do this one, or you could do any other one in the back. Whichever button you want, doesn't really matter. It's up to you what works for you. I put a case on it. As you can see in the video, I have a case, and with that case, I don't have to, I will not be able to press this button unless I really want to press it. Like really want to press it. The case allow me to not press it by mistake. That's a good thing. All right. If this video was helpful in any shape or form, please leave a like and a follow, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.